Well, thanks very much. I'm looking forward to this conversation. Rob, I wanted to start with you. It was about a decade ago when Goldfields decided that you wanted to undertake a big modernization process. So tell me, why did you decide that was the right time to do it, and what challenges were you looking to overcome?
Yeah, thanks, Sara. It actually started at our Tarkwa mine, which you saw on the video previously, back in 2012. We had a significantly high number of fatigue events that we were seeing, and we needed a system to bring into our business to support our fatigue management plans and fatigue management processes that we're bringing in. So we actually brought in a fatigue management system back in 2012, and we saw a significant reduction in fatigue events with our operators. From that, we got the confidence in the technology, and we saw that the technology can support the improvements that we need to make. Then our executive, or Goldfields, made a commitment to implement a robust technology roadmap, which really allows us to implement technology which is going to enable safer, more productive operations.
And what part of this brought you to Hexagon and to you, Dave?
I mean, from our standpoint, the willingness to understand that this is a journey, right? That the technology sometimes is the easy part, and that the change management and the process of the implementation is really what is the challenge. And so, for our standpoint, Goldfields approached us and was very willing to be agile, understanding that that technology is constantly improving, and be part of our roadmap in terms of defining what the next generation of functionality would require.
So Rob had identified some very specific challenges that they wanted to address. How did you undertake trying to solve those challenges? What sort of technologies were you looking at?
So the fatigue detection system, identifying when operators are fatigued, which is a huge safety challenge. Collision avoidance systems, and then we started having discussions around how can we improve beyond just the safety portfolio. How can we improve the operations themselves and add additional throughput and technologies to help their operations on a financial basis as well. And so we started looking at some of our products for accuracy and underground drilling that allows for spatial compliance. And that was really exciting as well.
I want to come back to that because that is very exciting, but just you've mentioned something that I think is interesting here. If you have a transactional relationship where you've got a problem to solve, you're in, you're out, that's one thing. But Rob, you are undertaking really more of a relationship, in which case you get to just ask Dave not only about fatigue, but other issues that crop up. How does that change things when you're genuine partners?
Yeah, and for us, we talked about the challenge that you had at Tarkwa, but it's actually a challenge that we have across our business. We have 10 operations in 6 jurisdictions. So we trialed the system, we piloted the system, we proved it out with our Tarkwa team, and then we developed a rollout strategy and rollout roadmap. And as Dave mentioned, it's not just fatigue and collision avoidance. There's a lot of challenges that we're trying to manage within our business. But for us, it's easy, and you made a really good point there with transactional relationship. For us, it's not about a transactional relationship. It's about building that trust, building that understanding that we understand Hexagon's product line, we understand their research and development roadmap, they understand the challenges and opportunities in our business, and then we can actually work together to align the development roadmap, align the product roadmap that Hexagon are working on, and ensuring that that aligns with what we're trying to achieve as a business as well.
So then let's go back to you, Dave, for a moment. You started out with one particular problem you were trying to solve, but then you had an opportunity to kind of broaden this to what does the whole mine look like. So can you lay out for us what this looked like as you kind of extended your lens and your focus of what you wanted to do?
Yeah, it's really about helping them solve problems. And when you have a relationship base, then you're able to have those conversations and say, what are your business challenges today? And how can we take innovative technology and apply them to solutions that might solve some of those challenges that you have? And so having that relationship, having that ongoing conversation, and being a willing partner to help them address that, that's really what the partnership is from a Hexagon standpoint.
How does the mine look different and work differently now as a result of what you've done? First Dave and then Rob.
I mean, from our standpoint, we're just happy to support, to make sure that everybody goes home at the end of the shift, right? I mean, that when you start talking about ESG and your social license to operate, it fundamentally is anchored in the local community that is working at that mine site, and making sure that everybody goes home at the end of shift is critically important, and we're very proud of that.
So just to go, before I go to you, Rob, that came up in the last panel discussion as well, this notion that safety needs to kind of be reintegrated back into the conversation, really come to the top of the list. How does that work, practically speaking?
Yeah, safety is a huge focus for us and for our industry. And Goldfields, our goal is to create enduring value beyond mining. So and safety is paramount to that. So that's ensuring our people go home safe, ensuring our people work in a safe environment. So the implementation of the technology through our partnership with Hexagon has ensured that we've done everything we can, and we do everything we can to support our people, that they can operate safely. We remove people from high-risk areas, and we ensure with the data that we're getting, if we talk about the Miniver production drill alignment tool, which Dave was leading into earlier, that's actually reduced 60% of our dilution on the initial trial that we did. So from that, we were able to then justify to roll that out across our business for all underground operations for Goldfields.
So Dave, you made the point that the technology is one piece of it, but it's the implementation that's the other. So Rob, for you, how do you train the workforce, and how do you get the buy-in and the collaboration and cooperation that really takes something from being kind of cool to being something that fundamentally changes how you operate?
We've got to understand what challenges and what problems are we trying to solve. And us engineering type people are very good at grabbing a widget and pushing it onto the assets and making busy people busier. So it's really engaging our workforce, engaging the decision makers on site, and also engaging our people. We do a lot of process-led design, so we work with our people on site to understand what their challenges are, understand what we're trying to achieve, and then communication is the biggest thing for us. And that's probably the most important part of change management, is communicating what we're trying to achieve, why we're doing it, and then getting their feedback and getting them involved so they feel ownership with the deployment.
And I think that there's another part of this as well, is that the introduction of technology necessarily will change, or oftentimes changes, the workflow. Yeah. And getting buy-in from the workforce and that change management process of, your job is going to slightly change, but here is the improvement it's going to make. Here is how it's going to make it better. I think that trade-off and that conversation and that collaboration, that's what makes the partnership work.
And it's making our people's roles more efficient. Rather than having mining engineers and geologists punching in numbers into a spreadsheet, they're actually doing meaningful work.
You know what I love? You can always tell when people are genuine partners, because I'm just going to be quiet and you guys are going to talk. I love that. No, that is a sign of how it's working. And to that point, you talked about trust before. Trust has to exist between the two of you, but it also has to exist between management and labor, or you're not going to get that buy-in. Is that accurate, Rob?
Absolutely. So,
yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why we do pilots. So we implement pilots.
I'm sorry, I feel like we're not hearing your mic.
We've implemented, I'll let Dave talk.
Oh, all right.
You start and we'll come back to him.
I guess I'll be Rob for a while here.
I think you can do each other really well. That's the partnership talking.
Yeah.
But we'll get your mic working again, but go ahead, Dave.
No, it is very much that way. And so from a Hexagon standpoint, certainly management makes a decision to implement the technology, but we work with the people on the front line in order to make sure that technology is being adopted and being adopted effectively. And that's a longer term process. And that's where the partnership comes in, is having that relationship over the entirety of the deployment and making it work.
Yeah, great example.
Can we get a mic for Rob, just because I want to make sure that we can hear him? Sorry, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I realize I'm not hearing you yet. They'll get a handheld for you. It's important to hear what you have to say. Not yet. Thanks,
Here we go.
Justin.
Got a handheld coming.
Very much. We want to make sure everybody can be heard. There we go.
Maybe they thought I've said
That's
enough already.
Perfect. All right, go ahead.
One of a great example of collaboration and true partnership is we've been rolling out the Hexagon collision avoidance system in the open pits. And my team's actually been working very closely with the Hexagon team in developing the change management material and policies and procedures that won't only just help the Goldfields roll out, but will help all of Hexagon's other rollouts as well. So that is, for me, that's true collaboration. It removes that transactional behaviour which a lot of mining companies, there's historically between mining companies and vendors has been.
Did you have more to add to that, Dave, in terms of what you're seeing? I'm imagining, though, you're seeing work that you're doing here that extrapolates and that you're using elsewhere. What are the benefits for Hexagon in terms of what you've learned so far?
That's a great question. I mean, if you think about the technology component, there's a series of algorithms that is behind that technology. And that over time and as you deploy to multiple sites, that technology starts to incorporate the best of breed actions and the best practices of the industry when it comes to safety and safety response. In that regard, you know, all of the stuff that we're learning from Goldfields about their operations enhances our product and enhances our value proposition to other customers as well.
Yeah.
In the previous session, Emily Ditton from Schneider mentioned that a lot of people talk about collaboration, but more people actually need to do it.
So in terms of that collaboration, you not only collaborate in this partnership, but Rob, you've got a global operation. How does this get rolled out in each of those jurisdictions? Is it one size fits all, or do you have to adapt and make changes for the individual jurisdictions in which you're operating?
Yeah, back to my earlier comment, we approach these deployments in a process-led design. So we engage with the assets, we engage with the areas, and we understand we need to understand how this technology needs to be implemented, and then we work with our partners like Hexagon and to understand the parameters that we have to work in within the technology and also within the operating environment that we're operating it in.
Rob, how do you future-proof using this technology? Because this has to work not only for today, but for next year, the year after, and be a bit nimble.
Absolutely. So we try and stay away from bespoke systems. We try and be as agnostic with our technology adoption as possible. And we also partner with companies that we have that trust and also have that global reach that are able to support us in all the jurisdictions that we work in.
Dave, you've had an opportunity to work with Goldfields for a while now. You've already accomplished quite a lot. What do you see a year from now, 18 months from now? What are the challenges you're looking to solve next?
I mean, from a Goldfield standpoint, we just want to continue the conversation, continue to bring innovative technologies to bear to some of their operational challenges, whether it be safety, whether it be production, whether it be dilution, whatever those are. From a Hexagon holistic view, one of the things I'm really excited about is the application of machine learning and artificial intelligence to mine planning. Our mine planning package was first developed and deployed as a commercial product back in 1970. So we have 56 years worth of mine plans, you know, millions of iterations of mine plans across thousands of mine sites that is just an incredibly rich set of training material for AI that we're really excited that we're moving forward on.
That is an extraordinary that's something extraordinary to think about. How is AI supercharging that, and what do you imagine? Like, picture for all of us, what's the mine of the future going to look like with what you can do through AI?
That's a great question, and I have absolutely no idea what the mine of the future looks like, other than I think that the partnership and collaboration that we're demonstrating with Goldfields allows us to reach the mine of the future in an iterative fashion, just continually applying the new technologies as they become available in a manner that approaches and addresses their operational and production needs.
Yeah, and also partnering with operators that are willing to try it as well and willing to give it a run.
Yeah.
Rob, I just want to ask you a question that's slightly off-piste, which is you had an opportunity to take your international team on the Sydney Bridge climb. As you were doing that beautiful kind of view of the city and view of the future, what were things that you took from that as you look forward and you're going to leave here with your team for the future of mining and the future of your workforce?
Yeah, I'm really excited in how we can support goldfields in enabling and creating enduring value beyond mining, and implementation of technology to improve the work environment and the efficiency of our operations.
Well, thank you both, gentlemen, for that stimulating conversation and one that really has partnership at its core. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm thank you for our guests.